Right now, we are at the Greek Theater just outside of Los Angeles.
And as you can see, it's a beautiful venue. It's boiling hot, but we're looking forward to be on stage.
Tonight we're gonna record our first real live DVD.
We cannot wait to do it because it's going to be absolutely full of people, and and hopefully the audience is going to like it.
Life in Il Divo has never been so good, really. You know, because we started off like 2 years ago with Il Divo and done a lot of recording, done a lot of promotion, done a lot of TV show, and even though we all come from really a performer's background, you know, we've been standing on stage for the last like 15, 20 years. And now we're back on that stage, and it just feels so like coming home, you know, and being back there where the real purpose is of a singer, in front of the audience and perform and sing. And that's so amazing for us. We are so happy.
Our first world tour has been absolutely incredible. The response all the way from the very first performance back in January in Wallingford, Connecticut, you know, even though we went through the northern cities in the winter and the southern cities in the summer, it's all good.
Well, we've been touring pretty much for since beginning of this year for about a bit more than 4 months now. We started preparing the tour with rehearsals and stuff in January, just after Christmas actually. And then we went to America last week of January for doing really the big production rehearsals with the set and everything.
After a few weeks touring the US, we went in Australia for 3 weeks, then in UK where Il Divo is born, where everything has started, and Milan, Italy, then Spain, France, everywhere in Europe.
Obviously, it was very exciting on our opening night when they told us, you know, we had a #1 album in the United States. Getting to see all of our American fans, going down to Sydney, spending 3 weeks there, which was great because that was almost like a working holiday. We had fantastic fans down in Sydney and Melbourne and Perth and everywhere.
Every crowd is different each night. It's a different experience, and you have to adapt yourself to it. You have to play on the crowd.
The high point of the tour, I think, is when all the women threw us the beautiful underwear and the beautiful underbrows. And I remember everything, I think, started when we had an interview, and I remember one journalist asking each of us which was our favorite singers, and I said it was Tom Jones, and not only because obviously I love Tom Jones' voice, it was because obviously I said, well, I don't know if it's because I love his voice or maybe it's because he just receives so many underwears from the women. So since then, all the women just throw us underwears on stage, so it's really, really fun.
It's just amazing the response that we've been getting, and I don't think anybody was really prepared for how our music was going to touch people the way it does, because it's very emotional music, and we feel emotional when we sing it, and we hope people feel the emotion when we're singing it to them, but the response like this has just been overwhelming. It's been great.
I find the audience to us is generally, they just want to be here and have a good time. They want to enjoy the music, you know. That's something I find often also when you compare to when I go to a rock concert. You know, there's just constant streaming and there's a big noise level. And here in our concerts, there is great reaction on several stuff. There is big applause in between the songs, but during the songs, most of the time the people really want to listen to you, you know. They're quiet, they listen to what you sing, and that is actually a very rewarding thing, because then you really feel as an artist being respected up there on stage, and that is great.
It's very different all over in the rest of the world, but that's what makes actually Il Divo very interesting, because you have this chance to meet different people from different ages, and it shows also that this music can reach any kind of people from different age, and I like it. It feels like there's no barrier. It goes beyond anything you can imagine.
Il Divo.
Il Divo. Our favorite men in the world.
I've come all this way from the UK, and we went to Las Vegas on Friday.
We definitely have some very loyal fans that have followed us around. We had some ladies from Japan who followed us around Europe to 11 different cities. And we've had people coming up from Australia to see the shows. We had people from the US come to Australia when we were there. People from the UK who have gone to Australia, US, and around Europe. It's really incredible. I mean, they get there and they get usually within the first 5 rows or so. And so we do see them every performance that they're there, and we recognize them, and it's like, oh, hey, you're back. It's how you doing? And they're always so happy to be there. It's really nice. They never get tired of it, which means we're still doing our job right.
I like it when I look down into the audience and I see familiar faces, you know. And then you might get fan letters and you get presents from those people, and then you start recalling names of them. And yeah, it just breaks down the barrier, you know, between you as performer on stage, and it brings you closer to each other, and that's a great thing, I find.
Twin Divas.
Twin Divas.
Il Divo had a raffle for Seb for AM2.
People had a raffle, and I was the fortunate one. I won Sebastian's suit.
Every time we're on stage, you can really tell some of the fans in the first row. You get like, oh, hello, hi, how are you? They're very, very respectful and nice people. It's fantastic to have this chance to have such as very nice fans as we have.
Okay, this one, Urs, of course, the Uber Lord, the Chocolate Swiss, Davey, our hometown hero.
Bought this for Carlos on behalf of myself and the Carlos Cuties.
Carlos from Spain, Carlito, and Sebastian, the Frenchman.
That's the beautiful thing with with Il Divo there, that we have so many fantastic fans that they just follow us since the beginning. It's unbelievable how they're always in the first row, well, the most of the time, and they just know the show so well, and they just be there, and they just stand and they just clap, and they're absolutely amazing. I must say I love all the fans that we have.
You know, I'm so short. I may not be able to get to them, you know. I might have to throw it or something. I don't know. We have to see.
We do get a lot of gifts at the end of the show. We sit on the end of the stage, and it kind of gives us an opportunity to interact a little bit. People come down, they'll shake our hands, and it's not just women. Men will come down, shake our hands as well. Little kids want to come up and they want hugs and kisses and things, and they'll bring us things. We've gotten teddy bears, chocolates, roses, books, pins, hats, scarves, flags.
I'm amazed sometimes, you know, the effort people put into also little photo books they make for us and that kind of stuff. It's really, I think, those people spend hours and hours and then give us that present, and I'm so grateful for all that, you know. I really try also to read all the letters I get.
But it feels great. I mean, we have different presents, books, CDs, ideas for songs for the next albums.
The gift's unbelievable. It's awesome. That's how I said. I mean, I don't know how these people can give us so many gifts. I mean, it's like so many fantastic things.
Well, after the tour, we're going to back to Berlin. We're going to be singing for the closing ceremonies of the World Cup. We're
going to record the third album. We're going to start recording in Ireland and in Sweden with all sorts of different composers. And we're very quite exciting about it because we want to bring Il Divo to another level and another step.
And then after that, we're gonna go back here to LA and we're gonna start tour rehearsals with Barbara Streisand, and that's just a next amazing step in the short but quite significant career of Il Divo, because we're actually gonna meet her, I think, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, after we've done this recording here in LA, and well, it's just incredible for us, you know. I mean, that woman is such a legend.
The great thing about it is that it turns out she's actually a fan. Her people called our people, and they said, you know, Barbara is a fan and she would like to do a tour with you. And all of our jaws just dropped right on the floor, just right then.
It was unbelievable, yeah, because obviously when we recorded with Celine Dion, it was like an amazing dream come true. But now, I remember talking to my parents, to my girlfriend at that time, my wife Leslie. Now, I was saying, my God, if we could record with Barbara Streisand, it would be amazing. Yeah, because for me, Barbara Streisand is like saying we're gonna record with Frank Sinatra. It's like this kind of woman, no? And it was just amazing. I mean, it was like really what's happening with this band in 2 years. It's like really living in a dream.